me know when you're ready.
I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I always have to count us in. That way I remember.
I remember. I like that. The count in.
Yeah, here we go. Ready? Three, two, one. Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to On the Fence Movie Review. I am Rob, and I am here with my buddy Tony, and we are going to kind of restart, reinvigorate, and we're going to keep it real with real talk. So, Tony, thanks for actually, you know what? You were kind of like you kind of encouraged me to start this up again. We were talking a little bit, and I forgot I'm old, so my memory's mistaken, but I'm pretty sure you were the one who was like, "Hey, we should talk movies." I was like, "Oh yeah, we had real talk. Let's do that."
Yeah, we were. I think we were in the middle of we were doing Nights of Horror Radio
Yeah,
and
for sure. Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
We were doing all that stuff, and like we've been just podcasting left and right. And I was like, hey, we should get On the Fence movie reviews back going again because I know I was supposed to be more involved with it, doing other
Yeah.
things, and like that kind of took a turn because of haunt season and stuff. And then it just kind of been. It's been kind of that recovery period. Yeah.
Yeah, it got lost in the shuffle because it is. I feel like come haunt season, we're both just
Slammed.
haunt. Yeah, slamming. I rarely get to go to the movies, and same thing for you. I know you're. It would be like an off day that if you or I could catch a movie, especially during August, September, October, even parts of November, just because there's certain haunts going on. So that's like a good 3 months out of the year. But yeah, you were definitely supposed to. We brought you on, and yeah, you're still on. You're still part of this.
So this is
We're
how I'm contributing
yeah,
right here.
yeah.
Doing what I
Let's
do best, podcasting.
yeah. Yeah. So this is real talk. I one thing just going forward, I wanted to kind of talk about the movies we've seen, whether you've seen some or I have, or and then movies as far as previous movies that we've seen in the past month or so, and then movies that we're looking forward to in the upcoming month. And then we'll kind of do this. Right now we're thinking maybe like once a month, maybe twice a month, just depending on scheduling. Tony's super busy, I'm super busy, so we'll kind of wing that from there. But just um the movies that I wanted to go for, and just for February, because I'm thinking of this video will probably come out. I want to shoot for Friday, so it's just kind of almost already the end of
End of
February. But
February.
yeah. But movies I've seen in February, and this is I'm gonna put this as like an honorable mention because it did come out in, I think, like January 31st. Was so Companion, Captain America, Hard Eyes, and The Monkey. So I think I saw one more, but it was what was that? Presents. But I know that had come out earlier in the year in January. So, but those are the movies I saw for February. I really enjoyed them. Companion was really good. Captain America, for me it was so, but I thought it was okay for what they were doing. The Monkey I really enjoyed, and Hard Eyes I thought was probably, I want to say, an excellent rom-com slasher. Tony, do you want to? Hey, did you see any of those, or what did you check out in February?
I'm terrible right now. Just I've been having issues with my AMC Stubs account lately where
Okay.
it's like not letting me sign back up. So AMC, we need to have a conversation about
Oh
this
yeah,
because like I did cancel it during haunt season because like you said, we don't have time. So it's like,
right,
why am I
right,
gonna pay for it if I'm not gonna go? So I
right.
do cancel it during haunt season just for that matter to save a little money. But no, I like as far as like some things that were kind of new to me that I saw. We've been kind of more or less watching a lot of TV shows
Okay,
which I know go hand in hand with what we talk about here on the channel. But as
right.
far as movies go, one of the new movies that I remember that me and Hayes watched recently was I finally got around to watching Nosferatu. I
Nice.
know that
Okay.
came out back in Christmas, but I finally bought it and I watched it. I very much did enjoy it. I thought it was a very good telling and adaptation about the character and how they went about creating the character and the storyline for it, and paying a lot of a nod to that very first original silent film, while bringing a whole new kind of story and telling with Bram Stoker's Dracula as well.
Right.
So I mean, they just did a great job. Bill Skarsgård again killing it as one of those like creature like characters. I mean, we've seen him as Pennywise. This
Yeah.
guy can play like literally any role. I mean, we've seen him so many roles, but yeah, Nosferatu. But like as far as I've been more on the TV side right now, just watching TV
Okay.
shows. So we finished up Dexter Original Sin, which is
Okay.
the prequel to Dexter and Dexter New Blood. That was really good. I thought that the cast did a very good job of bringing to life the characters that they were portraying, who we've seen previously on the show, but they did a younger
Right.
version of them now. Patrick Dempsey, however, was the breakout role for playing Dexter himself, and Michael C. Hall was still in the show with playing Dexter's inner monologue. So it was a very fun show. Got me excited for what's to come next with Dexter, which is Dexter Resurrection, coming out later this summer. Super
Okay.
excited for that. Let's see what else have we been watching. I caught up with What If finally, season 3.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun. Very much enjoyed that. Been trying to catch up with a couple of the Marvel stuff. I'm in the middle of watching Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and then I want to jump into Captain America pretty soon as well. But yeah, I mean, just been catching up with TV shows. Looking forward. I mean, March is going to be a big one. Daredevil. So
Yeah, yeah, we'll talk about that in a second.
yeah,
The movies we got coming out for March. I don't know if any of these. I know for one for sure, because we've talked about this, but we got Mickey 17,
so excited for that.
Queen of the Ring,
Yeah.
Novocaine, A Working Man, actually, and Snow White,
Oh wow.
is coming out. Yeah, and for those of you faith based, if you're looking for that faith kind of based movies, we have The Last Supper, which kind of goes through the Last Supper of Christ and all that stuff. So that you got that, and then to counter that, we have, which I'm dreading, but I'm gonna see it anyway. Is The Woman in the Yard, which looks
Ooh,
horrible.
yeah.
It looks horrible, but at the same
No, it looks
time, yes,
great.
it looks horrible, but at the same time, it looks like it could be really good.
You never know. I
Yeah,
thought
so
I thought that what was that one movie that Chauncey the Bear, Imaginary? I thought that movie was gonna be terrible, and then I watched it. And I was like, this movie's amazing. It's awesome. Like this could be a maze. Like make it happen.
I didn't have your enthusiasm for Imaginary, but I definitely didn't think it was as bad as people thought it was or expressed it was. But I
Yeah.
definitely I feel like I do have the same feeling for Woman in the Yard. But I mean, right there, Mickey 17, really, Pattinson. I like anything he does. Even you, if you want to go back and talk about Twilight, for his role in Twilight, I did enjoy it. And more recently, I mean, he's done, was it High Life?
You gotta
Um,
watch Good Times, bro. Good
yeah, there
Time
you
is
go. Good
good.
times, good,
Good
good
Times is
times.
good. Batman is good. He was
He's
in
he,
Tenet.
yeah,
Tenet
yeah. He
was
was, yeah.
good. He's good.
He's when you take away the Twilight stuff,
He's a good act. He's a great actor.
he's a great actor. Yes, I completely agree. And even I would say, kind of going on a Robert Pattinson, just memory. I remember him in I think it was called Remember Me.
Yeah.
Uh, and he did a phenomenal job. That's kind of, I feel like, for me, where I saw that he had really his acting chops, where he did a really good job. He wasn't just Edward Cullen from Twilight. He was Robert Pattinson, the actor. So,
Yeah.
Mickey 17 looks really good.
Oh, by the way,
Novocaine,
Mickey
yes.
17. We got to mention this because I absolutely love the other movie that he's directed. But the director who is doing Mickey 17 directed Parasite. Parasite was
Okay.
so fucking good. I loved it. Sammy and I were like, I mean, it's in another language, but Sammy and I were just hooked on it when we first saw it. And I mean, you can pretty much understand what's going on just by
Yeah,
watching the
yeah.
movie. But Parasite is amazing. So I'm so excited to see what he does with Mickey 17, especially now that he's kind of this director's stepping out of his own language barrier, coming into our language barrier with our actors and stuff. This
You're
is,
right.
I mean, he won an Academy Award for Parasite, and I think he was the first foreign director to do that, to win
I believe
Best
you're correct.
Picture at the
Yeah.
Academy Awards. I mean, that's a huge honor. And I would say a lot of actors are lining up to want to work with him now.
I would say that even shows the fact that you guys, because when you throw foreign language, for me it's not so much a turn off because I'm gonna watch it, but it's definitely I'm more hesitant to watch the movies where I got to read
Yeah, you
subtitles
don't want to
or stuff
read.
like
I
that.
get you. Like I'm like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
with the Godzilla movies. Luckily, there's destruction and shit, so like you can kind of
yeah, yeah.
separate. Like you don't even have to watch it. You just know Godzilla's gonna destroy shit, and you're like, hell yeah, you're rooting for
Right.
Godzilla. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I get you. There are some movies, especially like Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Guillermo
Okay.
del Toro's
Yeah.
Pan's Labyrinth. That's all in Spanish, so it's like
Right.
but it's such a good fucking movie visually. Like you don't even have
Oh yeah,
to
for sure.
listen to it. You can just watch it visually, and it's stunning. Like there are a couple movies that I think that if you watch it in the native languages, you can just get the basic idea and grasp of what's going
Right.
on just by their movements, their characteristics, and just what overall story plot. But yeah, I do understand. That's why I'm kind of glad with like Netflix what they did with Squid Games. I haven't watched Squid Games yet, but from what I've seen, it's already dubbed. So like
Yeah.
you can watch it in the native language or you can watch it in the dubbed version, so you don't
Right.
have to read the subtitles. So yeah, it's cool that a lot of streaming services are taking that initiative to kind of dub them in different languages so everyone can enjoy it.
For sure. And then I believe it was it Jack Quaid is in Novocaine.
Yes.
That looks pretty good. Very interesting. That kind of like almost a love story action movie. So I'm
Jack Quaid's
interested in
coming up,
that.
man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He definitely killed it in Companion. I really enjoyed
So,
hating him
are they serial killers?
in Companion. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
And Companion, because, like, are they boyfriend, girlfriend serial killer?
No, they're not. They're not. She's legit. Like he's. I mean, this is light spoiler. If you haven't seen the movie, it's been out for like over
I
a
don't
month. So,
mind, but yeah, light
um,
spoilers for no one. You've been warned.
he's kind of like a loser who buys this companion bot. So she's just pretty much his girlfriend.
She's a robot?
She is a robot, AI robot. She's that in the movie that they're called companion bots.
It's a good movie, though?
It is a really good movie. Really, really, I
Because
enjoyed it a
I did
lot.
want to see. I didn't know she was a robot though. I thought it was just
Yeah.
like he met this girl and they ended both being serial killers and shit.
Oh, did you not see any? Did you not see any of the trailers?
I did watch the trailer, but that's what I got from it. I just thought him and this girl
Okay.
were just serial
Yeah, no,
killers.
no. Like
I was
he's like,
so misinterpreted.
yeah, yeah. She's like a robot that he bought. They set it up for him, and it's like his girlfriend, and it does a real side note. It does kind of like it almost harkens to real life where it's like people disassociating with real people to their phones, this artificial intelligence, because technology kind of thing.
I'm just
It's like
glad
they
you told
rather
me now because I would have went in it with like a whole different fucking mindset, and then I would have watched
yeah,
it and be like, "What the fuck did I just
yeah,
watch?"
no. Yeah, no, it's really good. There is some death. There is some death in it. So you're good with that. I think you'll
All
enjoy
right.
it. It's a good watch. But one that we've actually talked about, I think it was last week, was Queen of the Ring. Queen of the
Yes,
Ring.
I'm excited for that
So
one.
yeah,
And you
yeah,
know who
you
I
want
found?
to
Emily Bennett, the girl that is the main. She was in Arrow. I didn't know that was the
okay.
main girl. She played Felicity on Arrow. That was Stephen Amell's love. It's just funny to me how this whole cast of Arrow now is making their way into the professional wrestling scene all of a sudden. But no, this Queen of the Ring. If you're a professional wrestling fan, I don't know I forget who the character is. It's like Marjorie something. Do you know the name of the character by
I don't
any
know the
chance?
name. I don't know the
But
name of
this girl, this lady was basically she was known as like the first muscle like woman of wrestling that was actually like attractive and stuff for before there was a Rhea Ripley, before there was all these other women, Trish Stratus, all you know what I mean, China. There was this girl, and she started a movement in women's wrestling where she was wrestling when women's wrestling was illegal at the time. So she became like one of the first attraction professional women's wrestlers, and she really changed and evolutionized the game of women's wrestling that we know and love today, which in my opinion women's wrestling has never been as strong as it is today. I think we are in such a blessed era when it comes to women's wrestling across the
oh, for
board.
sure.
Like all these women's rosters as of late, depending, no matter where you look, the indies, TV stuff, all these women's rosters, the women just came out of nowhere with a storm, and they are proving their fucking dominance in this sport.
Oh yeah, even goes as far as what was a couple years ago. Just I mean, it's still to this day, but I think the first, it was like a big pay per view. I think it was even a WrestleMania where the women were they were the headliners of the show. So
Oh yeah, it was
yeah,
Charlotte Flair versus Becky versus Ronda.
right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So even to that point, like where you thought like, how far they've come. I mean, I remember, and you do too, as far as like it was just like it felt like maybe 5 or 6 women on the roster, and they had like one match for every the like 2 hour show or 3 hour show that they had. And then you just start, you start these trailblazers. Like for me, I remember like Alondra Blaze and Luna Vachon, and then then you get like Lita, and all these just had kind of paved the way. But her name was the wrestler. It's Mildred. I think it's Mildred Burke.
Yep, that sounds right.
Yeah, Mildred Burke. So it follows her story. So but yeah, it looks really good.
Can't wait.
Anything having to do with pro wrestling, we're
Timeless
there.
Tony Storm has a big role in it too. She's one of, I
Yeah.
think, like the friends. So I'm excited. I'm a big Tony Storm fan as of late. I mean, she's just been killing it in the wrestling world too. So I can't wait to see. I mean, and she's a great actress. So
Yeah, so I mean, those are some of the movies coming out. I saw a work for me, like a working man is a Jason Statham movie, and it very much reminds me of like a Taken type of movie. So sign me up for that. I really, you catch me there with my popcorn, just
you and
going,
Sammy
mate.
with the oi.
Boy.
I heard you're gonna take my daughter. We need to work something out, or I'm gonna kill you in front of your mates.
Listen here, mate. So yeah, I love me some Jason Statham movies. But yeah, those are the movies coming
Did
out.
you watch the
Some
the Beekeeper?
I didn't watch
Sammy
the
did.
Beekeeper. I did. Sammy would watch the Beekeeper.
I
I'm
think
gonna have to.
it was the weekend where it was the Beekeeper came out, and they did a reboot to, I think, Mean Girls, and he was down here for a
Okay.
the Disneyland run, and I met
Yeah,
up
yeah.
for him like on the first day for lunch and stuff. But like he did a double feature of Mean Girls and fucking the Beekeeper. I'm like, those are terrible movies. He's like, I know, and that's why I'm gonna go watch them. I'm gonna fucking go watch
Good.
a cheesy girl movie, and then I'm gonna go
Yeah.
fucking watch a cheesy action movie.
Yeah. Good. Sammy's a trooper, man. He's a
He's
trooper.
a movie guy, is
Uh,
what he is.
yeah. Yeah, for real. So those are the movies we have coming out. Just kind of quickly go through them. At least the more the high. There are some other ones, but those are the ones that at least we're kind of looking forward to. Now, one thing with it's coming up. It's next week, and a few things have come out about it, and it is Daredevil. We've watched it on the Netflix series. It's come over to Disney, with Disney acquiring Marvel, and all everything going on there. So Daredevil, I believe it's Daredevil Reborn, if I'm not
Daredevil
mistaken.
Born Again.
There you go, Born Again, Born Again. I don't know why I got Reborn stuck in my head.
Jason Bourne.
So yeah, there you go. So it's coming out next week, but I did want to talk to you about it because I know you're a big Daredevil fan. At the very least, for me, I enjoyed the series on Netflix. So and then another thing they had announced when it comes to Daredevil, that they're going to at least the people over at Disney who will run like the show part of it, like the TV series and stuff like that, said they're going to be releasing annually every season of Daredevil. So which I think is good. I hope they don't rush it though. I think it can be done right. Think it can be done with good story. If you're kind of like, we're shooting this season, and then we're going into post, and then we're working on the next season, or already having people write. But for this season, what's your excitement level for this?
Dude, I'm super stoked. I for one, I'm a massive. I'm my favorite Marvel character of all time is the Punisher.
Okay.
So and the fact that John Berthal is returning as the Punisher, I
Yes.
really loved
Yes.
his adaptation. Very violent, very fucking gritty, mean,
Yeah.
just didn't give a shit, and that's the kind of thing you want in a character like the Punisher. You want
Right.
all that grittiness, all that rated R killing, all that stuff. And you talk about, I've been hearing a lot of rumor. Obviously, they're talking about bringing back the whole Defenders team as a whole
Okay.
eventually. I already know they are already shooting season 2, and season 1 drops next week, so that is nuts to think about. I am so stoked for this. It looks like it's looking like we're picking up where we left off, and season 3 had that great season with, I think it was, who was the villain on that one?
Um,
Wasn't Bullseye, was it? Bullseye was, I think,
no, but
first.
I think Bullseye was the first one.
Then it
The sec
was
the second one, it
Punisher
was
and
like,
Kingpin.
yeah, Punisher and Kingpin. The third one, I think it was like the ninjas. I forgot what their name.
The
What
Hand.
Yeah, yeah, they go the hand.
The
There you go,
Hand.
the hand.
Okay. So, yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Daredevil on Netflix, any of the Netflix shows. I watched them when they first came out, and that was pre-COVID, so you
Yeah.
gotta imagine that. But yeah, I'm so excited to see where they picked up where they, and this gives more opportunities for them to actually step into the MCU. We've only ever seen it nodded to the MCU. This gives opportunities to actually enter the MCU, and hopefully we're going to see these characters in the future for Secret Wars and Doomsday. For sure, I think we're going to see them in Secret Wars, but yeah, to see Punisher hopefully one day interact with Moon Knight or even a Ghost Rider
Yeah.
excites me. John is very committed to continuing the role, and he's very passionate about the role. So, and Charlie Cox is a fantastic Daredevil. This isn't the first time we've seen them in the MCU
Right.
since this. He first came back in Spider-Man No Way Home as the lawyer, as Matt Murdock, and then he returned in She-Hulk, which
Yeah.
obviously wasn't the best, but his scenes were not too bad. He's also in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the new animated show, and it's voiced by Charlie Cox.
Okay.
Which is actually set to be like, it's actually an alternate reality kind of situation, that show. So it's like, instead of like Tony Stark coming to him for Civil War, Harry Osborn meets him. Not Harry. Who played the Green Goblin? Was it
Norman Osborn.
Norman Osborn? Norman
Yeah.
Osborn comes and meets Spider-Man and helps him instead than Iron Man. So it's an alternate
Oh, okay.
reality. Like, it's the same kind of timeline and events, but it's the alternate reality because everything that's happened in uh, the airport and stuff, that still happens, but without Spider-Man. And they talk about
Okay.
the Sokovia Accords and stuff. So it's just an alternate reality, kind of like a giant season of What If right there. But yeah, it's a really good show. So back to Daredevil though. I mean, Daredevil. I think there's this big excitement level for this, and I think a lot of people are looking forward to this. This is a big eyes on Marvel too. Marvel hasn't quite been the best lately.
Right.
And I'm hoping that this is a big turning point for them. Obviously, we have a lot of things to look forward to. Captain America seemed like it was kind of like not a hit, but not a miss at the same time.
Yeah.
It was like that
Yeah.
sweet spot, but it still wasn't good. But I'm hoping Thunderbolts brings them back. I know Fantastic Four better bring them back. And then there's like a lot of build up towards Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. So Daredevil plays a big part in that, and they have a lot of faith in this. They are keeping it nitty and gritty. They have made sure to inform the Disney Plus audience that it is TVMA, and I think we're very
Yes.
happy about that. So
Yes.
violence on Disney Plus is always a good sign. So uh, I'm excited, man. I can't wait. I think it's going to be like a 2 or 3 episode premiere, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's
Um,
a 2 episode premiere, and then
yeah, and they're
they'll
each like about an hour long, so
yeah.
it's going to be fun. Can't wait.
And that's a good thing too, because like you're saying, with the shows on Disney Plus, I feel like they've, at least for me, with the exception of maybe like WandaVision and Loki, they've not really hit the mark.
I liked Moon Knight. Did you not like Moon Knight?
You know what? Like, I forgot about Moon Knight.
Moon Knight was good.
I did enjoy Moon Knight. There were a few things that I wanted more of, but yeah, I did. I would say I enjoyed Moon Knight. But out of all the stuff that Disney has put out, whether movie or on streaming, I think three or four things out of how long they've had. not the best record, and I will kind of with Captain America: Brave New World. It's like you said, I wasn't like I liked it, but there was a lot of stuff I didn't like, and I thought it could have been better, and I definitely didn't. I don't see this movie being the jumping off to like restart the Marvel craze or the Marvel hype. I was more, and I still am, even though before watching Captain America, I was more excited for the Thunderbolts, just because that seems more like the Suicide Squad.
Seems
We
fun.
got yeah, that's it just seems fun. They're just kind of, and I like them. At least trailers. Bucky's in there. I like they got Bucky in there, and just
I'm
gonna be
I'm a big
chaos.
fan of fucking David Harbour's Red Guardian. He
Oh yeah,
is
yeah. He's
hilarious.
dude. He's like he's buff. He could smash you, but also he's just like the way we're the Thunderbolts. Like he's
He's the
got
ultimate
good.
hype man. Like we
Yeah,
need him
yeah.
for Nights of Horror.
Yeah, he's got good that good comedic timing. So but I'm excited for Daredevil. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed Netflix version of it, and if they're bringing something similar over to Disney Plus, for me the story's more grounded, and I think it separates itself a little bit from the cosmic element that we see in more of the movies where he's kind of taking care of his, and which I feel like the maybe like more than the way Spider-Man No Way Home kind of ended, where it's more grounded and he's taking care of his city. I feel like that's how that's what I like about Daredevil. It's not everything's not world-ending catastrophic problems. It's like,
We don't know that
oh,
yet. The Punisher comes
we
in, everything's world
right.
ending.
Well, yeah. There you go. Punisher will end the world himself, but with Daredevil, it's like him and Wilson Fisk have
Yeah.
got this back and forth and this corruption, and
Well,
and he's
now
a
now
lawyer.
well now we got a whole new playing field too. Like Wilson Fisk is now the mayor of New
Yeah,
York
he's the
City.
mayor. Yeah,
So
he's the
like that's a
mayor. So
whole
what?
new threat now.
It very much reminds me of kind of like a like Wilson Fisk is a Lex Luthor. Like he has his
Yeah.
hand, and he's just moving up. He has his hand in everything. He's moving up, and how is Matt Murdock going to stop his villainy? But so yeah, I'm very excited for it. And one thing you had mentioned before we started the stream that I heard had rumblings about Kathleen Kennedy and them possibly, this we were talking about Disney, and them possibly um getting rid of her or finding a replacement for her. Do you want to talk about that a little more?
Yeah, I was reading before we went on. I follow a page on X called they're called Discussing Film, and they basically are pretty accurate when it comes to news sources, and they credit all their areas of source of where they get links from and stuff.
Okay.
So he did credit the source, and he put a link, and there's an article about it. But it says Kathleen Kennedy plans to retire at the end of 2025. No word on who will replace her as the president of Lucasfilm. And if we're being 100% honest with Kathleen Kennedy right now, since Star Wars was acquired by Disney, it has been heavily more failure than there has been success. And Star Wars fans will agree. However, there is a generation of Star Wars fans that actually have liked the new trilogy and have liked a lot of what's come to Star Wars. And to each their own. I think you and I, we were raised a little bit different. We grew up with the original trilogy. We grew up with the prequels. And that was just kind of our Star Wars saga. We had Clone Wars, which was a really fucking solid show, and everything. But we didn't think after that we were going to get anything else until Disney acquired Lucasfilm. And in the summer of 2014, we got the very first trailer and drop for Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, which was, I would have to say, there's that moment in time that you just put the needle in just to remember, and I remember the hype behind this. I mean,
Oh yeah,
it was insane. I'll never forget. I will always give Episode 7 the praise and love it deserves because of the hype. It was just seeing a Star Wars movie in theaters again. Like
Well, yeah, I feel like we were all, whether you liked the movie or not, we were all in awe that the fact that we had a Star Wars movie, a new Star Wars movie in theaters.
Yeah, no matter what anyone says about the film, you can't deny that it was a moment in time in history where people were
For
like,
sure.
"We gotta go opening day to see the fucking crawl and everything." It's
Yeah.
iconic, and it was exciting to see all the new stuff they brought in, how practical they went with the movie. That was exciting. There was just like Abrams taking it on. There was a lot of hype and a lot of speculation. Why did Kylo Ren have the lightsaber that he had? Like all that stuff. Legacy members coming back, Han Solo, all that shit. But as time went on, these movies and quality sounds like they were starting to get sloppy. They were starting to get rushed out. They were trying to release Star Wars shit every single year. They were rushing to do the trilogy, whereas something you look at what George Lucas did with the original trilogy and the new trilogy, he took his time doing them. And
Yeah.
that's why they became such iconic films. Episode 5 is still considered one of the greatest sequels of all time because of just the story in general.
Yeah, the
Um,
story.
and it's like it comes to show it took how long to make that movie, and it became one of the greatest sequels of all time. Um, so I don't know what happened with Kathleen Kennedy. I don't know what happened with the did quote unquote wokeness get too involved with Star Wars. I mean, I don't know what happened. Personally, I think Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have been doing a phenomenal job taking over with The Mandalorian,
Yeah.
Ahsoka, a couple projects here and there. They're only tied so much into so many little things, but I personally think those are the two people that you appoint the next like co-presidents of Lucasfilm, because I think they can take the brand into the future and revitalize it.
I mean, no, I agree with you with Favreau. He's a fan. Like he's a fan.
Oh, a diehard.
Yeah, he's one of us. Um, but the thing with Kathleen Kennedy, I'll say this, and I'm not gonna put the uh the blame completely on her. Obviously, it takes a lot to run Disney, first of all, and then the movies, the shows, just everything, especially specifically Star Wars. I think she just, for me, like, I think it was an accumulation of things, and it all fell upon her. I mean, I don't think anyone wants to leave Disney. I think, for her, for the story to be that, oh, she's gonna step down or retire from Disney, I think that's, a little bit BS, probably, maybe a little truth. Maybe she's tired of hearing everyone complain about her, so she's just like, okay, you know what, I'm
Get
out
my
of here, Star
severance
Wars.
package and going on
Yeah,
vacation.
yeah, she will not lack if she's been paid very
She's
well.
got a guy's
Um
retirement waiting for her.
yeah, she has a nice retirement waiting for her, exactly. Um I just think it was a lot of things, and it all kind of fell upon her plate, unfortunately. But, like, more speaking of the movie wise, theatrically, I just think, and I'll say this because I've heard it. We're both movie people. We heard that the stuff, Ray, just being overpowered, and but for me, I think it's the story. It was just the story. Like, if you gave Ray a solid story, a solid, backstory, whatever the case may be, but you wrote these characters because there were times, especially in the Rise of Skywalker, I was just like, how how is this happening?
I'll
Like,
never
what?
forget. I'll never forgive Ryan Johnson for Episode 8. That movie just was terrible. I would like let
Oh
Ryan Johnson direct any other genre movie but Star Wars. Glass
yeah, it was.
Onion, fucking Knives Out, great fucking films. Episode
Yes.
8, garbage. I don't even know what they were. I don't even know who let that happen. Who approved that? Who let that go out of the writers' room? Who, I don't know who did that, but they should have gotten fired.
And that's where I say it's not fully on Kathleen Kennedy. It's who wrote it, who approved it,
She helps approve it.
who. Yeah, yeah.
She's part of that
So
voting. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
no, no, you're 100% right. But someone, someone, like, it could have been stopped. Someone could have
It
been like,
could
hey,
have
you
been
know what?
stopped. It could have.
It could have been stopped.
She
Someone
could
could
have
have been
stopped
like,
it.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, that's why she's probably, I mean, for the lack of a better word, she's got to fall on
She's
the
done.
sword. Yeah, yeah. So that's that. But, in tiny bit of movie news, if you will, something that was announced, I believe it was today. over at our one of our lovely theme parks we have here in Southern California, Universal Studios, is the Back to the Future. I mean, not Back to the Future, Fast and the Furious. I don't know why. I'm thinking of fan. I'm thinking of Fan Fest. The the Fast and the Furious supercharged section of the tram ride will. I think it's is it March. I think it's March 10th, if
March
I'm not
10th, you can get your
mistaken.
last rides in.
Yes, yes, family. One last time you can ride with the family. They are closing up that section of the tram. I don't know. I'm not big on the theme park news, but I don't know what if they already have something they're going to add there or if it's just do
I
you have any idea?
I don't think they've announced what they're gonna add there just quite yet. They are currently under construction on their newest thrill ride, their newest
Yeah.
roller coaster that looks insane. I've seen it in person. That the tracks and everything look insane. Of Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift,
Yeah.
which is going to be opening in spring, I think, of 2026. Um, Looks incredible. I can't wait for it. I'm not a Fast and Furious fan. I'm more excited just for the roller coaster itself. However, I was never a fan of that tram
That
thing.
section that
Just call
section of
me
the
a hater
tram.
if you want, but like here's all the flaws of it. Like, okay, on a hot ass summer day, for one,
He just hates family. That's all. He hates
listen,
family.
listen, no, okay, and a lot of people will agree with me on this. I've seen a lot of the comments. A lot of people are actually happy this is leaving. So let
Oh
me
yeah, I yeah, yeah, you are right there.
let me say what everyone else wants to say. On the hottest fucking of hot days, and if you live in California, you know summer can be pretty brutal here. And the first room that you go in that has like the cars in it, and it's supposed to be the first garage room before you actually see the screens. No AC installed in that thing. I'm like, you are in California, in the fucking hills. You know it's gonna be hot here. Like, put AC in this building. That's your
Yeah.
number one flaw right there. Number two, Vin Diesel jumps on a fucking helicopter and takes it down. Unfucking realistic. Why is Vin Diesel fucking on a helicopter?
Family. That's why he's on a helicopter
And
because of
then,
family.
and fucking, in order for, that whatever fucking Vin Diesel did, like The Rock had to try to up him in this fucking, and you can see it in this thing, like The Rock's trying to up him doing this, then Vin Diesel's trying to up him do that, and at the end they both look like the big. I'm so tired of it. I'm done. Fast and Furious just is overdone. Like I'm glad it's ending. I am.
Okay.
It ended
Well,
and for you it ended at 5. For me it ended after Tokyo Drift.
yeah, we just had this conversation. Um, well, I mean, there you go. Tony
Anyway,
loves family. He loves
I'm
family. He
sorry.
loves Fast and the Furious, and he's sad it's gonna be gone.
The one thing I would say though, like in all seriousness, like if they're gonna, turn this into something new, to capitalize big time on hopefully Universal's horror history, only in the sense that I think you have something here that you already have the foundation for, where you could create something with this section and retheme this whole like area, this whole like video thing into something with the Universal monsters. Now I know we're getting Dark Universe out in
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Epic Universe, so you can easily kind of tie a story into that where we have an experience just for the tram, that has to do with the monsters or something. Just saying, maybe capitalize on something of the horror history, because that section, that last bit of the section of the tram, it looks like it's already catered to horror with the Psycho House, War of the Worlds,
Yeah.
Nope. Just finish it off with another banger of a
Yeah,
horror.
that's actually that's a pretty good idea. And you wouldn't have to do too much. I mean, if you just use those screens again,
No,
you wouldn't
yeah.
have to. You'd have to do too much. You maybe go through like
Just film a brand new thing real quick, and it's not
yeah,
like you
like
can't
you're
go to a
going through
set.
like going through like a Dracula's house or the Dracula's castle and
Yeah.
kind of
It's
yeah.
like
There you go.
like all the Universal monsters are fighting against you to try to get something, or you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're touring maybe their fucking facility and it goes wrong or something. Like,
Or the bride is like they're all trying to get you, and the bride's trying to protect you, and something along those
there you
lines.
go, John Murdy. We're giving you some more work. Hopefully, that's
Yeah.
something, another year-round attraction you can have around the park. Because the Mummy. Thank you very much. I love that. I fucking love the Mummy, dude. I'm not
Oh
being
yeah.
sarcastic. I legit love the Mummy. I'm not. That wasn't. I know that looks
No, no, no.
sarcastic, but like
I know.
I legit love the Mummy. It's like one of my favorite rides at Universal Studios.
You do like going backwards?
Fuck yeah, I do. I will say this though: the one in Orlando is better than the one in Hollywood.
Everything in Orlando's better than Hollywood. I hate it.
It's just the way they. I mean, it's just the way the ride is. It's got a false ending, all that stuff, fun stuff. So more animatronics.
That's pretty cool.
Anyway,
One day
you're gonna get out
not
there.
gonna go out
No,
there.
you're
One
gonna
day
get
I'm
out
not
there.
gonna go out there.
Although I don't even know if I want to
Listen,
fly now with all these freaking plane crashes that have been
yeah,
reported. I
I'm
don't
not.
even
Yeah,
know.
we'll just have to take 2
We'll
weeks off
just
of work and
just
fly out there.
RV it out there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
just bullet. We tell them to build a bullet train so we can just go across country.
Yeah, from California to Florida, guys. United
There you go.
States. Can we get that built?
Yeah, let's make that happen. So,
Yep.
anyways, we are going this last bit of news, which is gonna me and Tony are gonna ramble very much about. DC had a meeting, and they announced some stuff, and it's some pretty exciting stuff. Tony, I had to dig into it after you told me, Tony. Go ahead and let us know what happened over there with DC and James Gunn.
Yeah, I woke up and like always discussing film. I have their notification things on, so I get all the notifications. A couple things to take note of. That number one, they are going to be doing at least 7 projects a year. So that it consists of 2 live action films, 1 animated film, 2 live action shows, and 2 animated shows. There's a plan set for the next 6 years. So that's like 7 times 6. I mean, that's like going to be like, what, 40 something projects by the end of that, which is
Yeah. Oh, you disappeared. I can't hear you anymore.
oh, yeah,
There
the
you
wire.
Go. There you go.
The wire.
The
Wire. But yeah, it's gonna be impressive to see because he wants to tie all this stuff in, the comics, the games, everything, just gonna be kind of one universe, and that's always been the problem with DC is all these different universes. So
Yeah.
with that announced, we got Superpowers going to be returning. Now, Superpowers, and I know you probably remember this as well because, my dad watched it. I've seen it. It was on Boomerang, and if anyone remembers Boomerang, the original Superpowers came out in, like, the 50s, man, 60s. Such a cheesy cartoon, but a lot of fun. They're going to be doing a reimagining of that with a modern day that's going to follow new students, Lightning, Flash, Plastic Man, Aqua Girl, Green Lantern, and Terra, learning at a school headed by Principal Martian Manhunter. So that, just seeing, it seems like they're really, if you've paid attention to any DC news, they're really going heavy on trying to introduce Green Lanterns because they never got the chance to really do so in the last DC regime. So looking forward to that. Speaking of Green Lantern, My Adventures with Green Lantern, which I believe is another spinoff from My Adventures with Superman. This is now the second chapter, the My Adventures with. Now it's going to be Green Lantern, and the series follows Jessica Cruz, who has her life appended when a Green Lantern power ring falls from the sky. That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I know that My Adventures with Superman did really well. I think Jack Quaid actually voiced Superman in that. So that was really cool. And the last animated series they announced was Starfire is getting her own animated show. And we kind of already seen that reference in Creature Commandos. We saw her in the Flash forward sequence with Batman, all these other Superman was in there, and Starfire was in there. So this series will serve as an origin story for the character. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. But it ain't all dandy and sweet, with the world of DC, because there was some other news regarding some other projects that people have asked about, and the following DC projects have had problems in development. Waller, which was supposed to be an animated show about Amanda Waller, still haven't cracked the scripts for it yet. Booster Gold, showrunner, almost joined but then lost interest. The Authority, the script had a harder time coming along. So there are a few setbacks for a few projects, but I know James Gunn has been very vocal about wanting these scripts to actually make sense, wanting these scripts to actually be good. He wants to bring cinema back to theaters again, doesn't want anything to feel rushed, wants everything to be planned out really well. With the Superman movie coming out in July, which is, I think, probably one of the most hyped movies this year, we're going to be getting a Crypto series, which is going to be a bunch of
Yeah,
little
I'm
shorts
excited
about
for that.
Crypto the dog. I think he looks adorable in Superman. So yeah, excited to see more of Crypto, man. Um, and yeah, I think the other two DC news that I have is um, Colin Farrell is saying he's being a little conflicted about coming back for doing a Penguin season 2. Um,
Okay.
Says I would hate to just because of a quote unquote success have to go again and for it to be a diluted version of what people seem to feel it is. I'm in no rush. I have no deep desire to do it. So we'll see where that goes. And the last bit of DC news, with all that wrapping it up, James Gunn says that he has talked to both NetherRealm and Rocksteady Studios, who did the video games like Arkham, the Arkham series, and Injustice: Gods Among Us, to talk to them about developing more DC games in the future.
Okay.
So great news. I mean, Rocksteady did a great, amazing job with the
Oh yeah,
Arkham
for
trilogy,
sure,
one
for
of my
sure.
favorite trilogies of all time. And Justice Gods Among Us, such a great storyline as well with NetherRealm Studios, who also do Mortal Kombat, the video games as well. So a lot of great stuff coming out of the world of DC, and it seems like they're throwing out a big competition for Marvel to really step up their game now. And, like I said, Superman is the most anticipated movie this year. I'm super excited for it. I know you're very excited for
Yeah.
it. It looks incredible. Nathan Fillion with a bowl haircut. Give me more of it. I mean, DC is. I've been a DC fanboy for a while, and I've been defending this company even when it's at its lowest. And I've had the worst of the worst conversations with people. Look at us now, baby. We're coming back, and we're coming
We
back with it.
back.
We're
We
back.
back.
Not to mention later this year, we got Peacemaker coming out, season
Yeah,
2.
season 2.
Looking
Yeah.
forward to that.
Yeah, and some of just to hit on some stuff that cuz I follow this guy's name's Koi Jandra, and he actually works for DC. So he was talking about this stuff, and he was really careful cuz he didn't want to. I'm assuming he knows things that, your average person doesn't know, being working with DC. But he had mentioned that also they're talking about, I guess, the script for Batman Brave and the Bold, that
Yes.
they're looking for. I don't know if they have their eye on people, but they're not going to bring Robert Pattinson like that. Robert Pattinson's Batman is going to be its own
It's
thing.
an
Where
Elseworld.
Yeah, it's an Elseworld, where the Brave and the Bold Batman, whoever they pick, is going to be their Batman for
The DC
the
Studios.
DC Studios. So that was one thing I thought was really cool, especially they were talking about the Brave and the Bold, and the Robin being the
Yes.
Damian Wayne Robin, and which is probably my favorite Robin, just because dude's a killer. Like, he's a straight up,
Ruthless.
yeah,
A little
ruthless,
fucking
trained by,
prick, but
yeah,
ruthless.
trained by the, him and Nightwing, always going at it, always fighting each other, always disagreeing. He was trained by the League of Shadows. So
Oh,
when he is
I'm sorry. That
good.
was you brought up Nightwing. That was another movie that I got announced that's in development right now. They're doing a live action Teen Titans movie.
That's right. That's right. So very, very cool with that. I really enjoyed the Teen Titans cartoon. So to see they're doing,
Love it.
yeah, they're
The
doing a
Titans
Teen
show
Titans.
too was really good
Yeah,
on HBO
yeah.
Max.
HBO's doing they do some good stuff over
HBO
there.
does good stuff. Doom
Yeah,
Patrol
yeah,
was really good. I like Doom
yeah.
Patrol.
So I'm excited for that, Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
To see, the new Batman, and then also, and this goes to what James Gunn was saying, as far as what some. Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Statue.
Look at that cow. Look at that cowl right
A
there.
little dusty. I think I need to dust it. It's been a
Yeah,
minute,
that's all right. That's all
but
right.
it's
Look
a
at that
good
thing.
size Arkham
Yeah, look at that
Asylum
thing.
cowl. They were selling these. These were all limited edition. They had like ones from like every era of Batman, like all the Batman
That's
cowls.
dope.
And I really
That is
like the
dope.
Arkham Asylum. It's a little webby. I gotta dust it off. I think
Yeah,
it
that's
needs a
all
little
right.
bit of love, but I'm gonna put them right here for the rest of the show. But Arkham Asylum, I think it's like 1 out of 500 pieces. And that's my Batman right there, Kevin Conroy.
Nice, nice. Oh, I love Mr. Conroy. Another thing too, and goes to James Gunn, and what you were saying about them not just putting out anything. It's got to be good. The script's got to be good. Another thing he had mentioned is the Clayface movie that they're in I guess working on it because they got the first draft of the script, they really liked it, and they want to kind of fast forward,
Mike
the
Flanagan's doing that.
yeah.
Big fan of
So
Mike Flanagan.
and it's supposed to be like this body horror type. I mean, we all,
Yeah.
for those of you who know who Clayface is, you can understand the body horror elements of that. So when I heard that, I was just like,
You
all
think
right, like that.
you think Batman's gonna make an appearance in this movie?
He's got to. He's got
That
to.
means
I
they would
mean,
have to
maybe.
cast someone by then, though.
Yeah. So, which is why I feel like Brave and the Bold is definitely going to come out before this Clayface movie,
I don't
but
think so.
or if it's like an origins of Clayface,
I think it
like
might, but I
then
don't think it's gonna come out before
okay,
this movie because I think this is already greenlit, ready to go. Whereas Brave and the
okay,
Bold is still in like they're still trying to look for directors and writers for it.
right. So, I mean, yeah, there you go. You're right with that then. But if they do a like origins of Clayface, because he was an actor, Clayface was an actor who just at people get older, and he needed some improvements, and it just took a wrong turn. So if this is the origins and that story of it, and it is like an horror element, which I can see fitting for Clayface, sign me up, because Clayface is one of my more enjoyed villains of Batman. So I like that. And also another thing that he was talking about is that this is he mentioned this is very light. They're light in the works of a Bane Deathstroke script that they're working on that. They're not really far into it, but
We're doing all the Batman villains before we do a Batman movie, huh?
yeah. But I mean, well, you got to set him up so when Batman shows up, he could just knock him down. He could just knock him down. So yeah, and yeah, I mean, Deathstroke's one of the formidable in the DC, not just Batman world, but the DC world. Deathstroke is one of the formidable opponents of just everyone. His fighting style, his
Slade
ability,
Wilson.
yeah. So the dude can go with Batman, and then Bane. I mean,
Give
geez, if you
me
yeah,
Venom,
yeah,
muscular,
yeah.
luchador mask, Bane. That's what I
That
want.
that's the Bane I want. That is the Bane I want. I loved Tom Hardy's Bane. Not so much the Batman and Robin Bane, but
I like the look of the Batman and Robin Bane.
the look, but not
But they
the.
made him stupid. Yeah, I was like, why'd you gotta make him dumb? Like he's not dumb. Like
Bane is smart. He's
Bane
a
is
smart
smart.
villain. Yeah, he's a smart villain. But in that movie, he was just.
Yep, he was
So
Frankenstein.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's kind of the stuff that I wanted to touch on. I do like the fact that they're not shooting for like a 10-year or 15-year plan. This is more manageable, a 6-year plan. They got all these, and I started thinking about it because this looks like a lot of stuff when you were saying like the 2 live action, 1 animated film, 2 live action shows, and then the animated series. But then I'm thinking about it, like they already got like a couple of animated series, and the animated film, you always got those like the graphic novel kind of films that they put out. So I'm like, how are they going to meet this? But you know what, they've kind of slowly been doing this throughout the years. I feel like they're more on a like a schedule now, like, okay, this is this, and I highly doubt they're going to put this news out without already having maybe this like lineup already set for at the very least this year, and then maybe later on towards the end of the year they'll start releasing more information about what's going to happen next year. But I think DC, at least for, in my opinion, with James Gunn kind of like at the helm right there, I think we're in good hands with James Gunn, and just the people he's putting in place to kind of oversee everything. So I feel like now and no, this is no shade on like Snyder or anyone else. I feel like before we really didn't have a direction for DC. It was like everyone was. It felt like, hey, the Avengers are over there. We got to get our Avengers. Everyone knows who they are. We don't need any story. We don't need anything. Just throw them all together, and people are gonna come. I feel like now it's like, okay, no, we're gonna build these stories. We're gonna invest in our smaller characters. We're gonna invest in our not so well known characters, and we're gonna invest in our heavy hitters, which is why we have Superman Legacy coming out. I feel like it's going to be what, like the first movie out of these to kind of relaunch the DC universe.
Yeah,
So
and they're already filming Supergirl as we speak right now,
yeah,
which Momoa is going to be playing Lobo.
Lobo,
So
yeah,
that's going to be really cool. I think that
yeah,
was fan casting for a long time, and now it's finally happening. So that's really cool. But yeah, dude, I mean, and you got to imagine too, like, it's not going to be like there's going to be a brand new show or a brand new like every year there could be like
yeah,
season twos, multiple
yeah, yeah,
seasons.
yeah,
So it's like
yeah,
things could be returning, which adds to that slate, which adds to their plan. So I know
right.
Creature Commandos just got renewed for a season 2, so we should be getting a season 2 of that relatively soon. Like I said, Peacemaker season 2 is coming out this year.
Right.
So they got a lot to answer with the whole what universe Peacemaker's in, because Justice League was at the end of Peacemaker season 1,
Yeah.
and season 2 we got a Colonel Rick Flag from Creature Commandos in Peacemaker season 2. So got a lot of answers I need answered. But I think Gunn will take care of it.
Oh yeah.
But I have a lot of faith in DC. Like I said, a lot of people used to just talk shit about DC and just I mean, I loved what Snyder did. I always said Snyder wasn't really a storyteller; he was more of a visual teller.
Yeah.
And he's great on his visuals. I know that him and Gunn just had a meeting recently. They took a picture and it kind of broke the internet. But I loved Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's like the only cut of Justice League that I watch to this day,
Oh yeah.
because it's just so well detailed and it's everything that Justice League should have been in theaters.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I was excited. I think they did Henry Cavill a little dirty, but hey, we got a new Superman now with David Cornsweet, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings to the character. I'm already liking what I see from the character. A lot of characters already being introduced right off the bat.
Yeah.
Again, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner is the greatest casting ever. I love the jacket that he wears. He's got the ring. Mr. Terrific's going to be in it. I mean, it looks like we're going to get maybe the Justice Society of America. That is of it in its own, just establishing that and then eventually establishing a Just League. Like, there's so many possibilities that can happen with James Gunn's DC.
And most important, we're getting crypto. So
Crypto, bro. And he looks phenomenal.
yes, I cannot wait. And I honestly, went out of everything they announced, and I'm being a little, maybe a little over exaggerating here, but I was really excited when I heard that they're gonna do like some crypto shorts. I was like, yeah, like he's gonna get his own
I wonder if they're
little.
going to be like animated or if they're going to be like the same CGI. Like, I hope they kind of do the CGI route. Like, of
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if they're little shorts and it's just him, like I think they could pull the
Well, they
like
did
the
it.
CGI.
Yeah, well, they did it with Groot. Remember, they did little
Yeah, yeah,
Groot
yeah.
shorts and
Yeah.
stuff, and it was kind of like the Groot CGI and everything. So
Yeah, so
yeah, they can make it
we'll
work.
we'll see. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I feel like yeah, I think we pretty much went over everything that happened with DC, the movies coming out, and anything you want to add before we sign off here.
No, just keep enjoying the movies and keep
Yeah,
enjoying the world that is cinema and television. And I always tell people it's the greatest escape from reality. You can transport to any single world you ever wanted, to a
yeah.
wizarding world, to a world of superheroes, to a world of people robbing a tower on Christmas Day.
Yeah, also a world of family. Don't
A
forget
world
that.
of, oh God.
World of family. But anyways, that is Tony. I am Rob. You've been watching On the Fence movie reviews. This has been Real Talk. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in and checking this episode out. Really appreciate it. If you have not subscribed to On the Fence movie reviews, hit that subscribe button. We're gonna bring you more movie, bring you more real talks like this, and then I do like when I come out of the theater, I do some reactions, or when I get home, I'll do some quick reactions of the movies I watched. So you got that, and like this video, Tony, let the people know they can find you here on the Fence, but let the people know where they can find you elsewhere.
Yeah, we are the Knights of Horror. Rob is wearing the merch. You see the flag in the background. Wearing it loud, wearing it proud. Love
That's
to
right.
see it. We're going to be dropping, actually, you're going to like that. We're going to be dropping a Knights of Horror Radio hoodie with that logo of
Yeah,
both of us.
I'm gonna have
Um,
to buy that too.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, Nights of Horror, you can find us on YouTube, Instagram, X, Threads, and of course TikTok, and Twitch. That's where we do Nights of Horror Radio live.
Make sure you check that out.
Yeah, so check that out. Rob is the co-host for that. So that's what kind of drew the inspiration of bringing back Real Talk. So we hope you guys enjoyed Real Talk today, and I can't wait to do
Yeah.
more in the future.
And they're coming. So, anyways, with that being said, this is On the Fence. This is Real Talk. Remember, we will catch you on the fence.